Four Midwest Guys presents
Welcome back, everyone, to The Race Is On, and this is part 3 of my Oscar picks for 2019. Yes, my 2020 picks for 2019 movies. I'm never going to get over that, Academy. I don't care when your show's on, you're awarding 2019 movies. Your awards are for that year, not the award of your show. Moving on. Here are my predictions for the Big Five. Starting off with Best Actress. We have Renee Zellweger for Judy, Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, Charlize Theron, Bombshell, and Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story. Now, I believe Charlize Theron, Saoirse Ronan, and Cynthia Erivo, I believe they turned in fine performances. I don't think they've made enough waves with the Academy. So that leaves us with Renee and Scarlett. Renee, again, like I mentioned, it's taken Golden Globes, Broadcast Film Critics Awards, and also, what else? Broadcast Film Critics Awards and the SAG Award. So yeah, she's got them all lined up. And normally I would think someone might sneak in here, and if it was going to be anyone, it was going to be Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. So yeah, I'm going to say that I'm calling Renee Zellweger. She got an award for Cold Mountain back in 2003 as supporting actress. A lot of people, myself included, thought that performance wasn't that great and didn't think that she deserved the award for it, thought it was more of a makeup award for the other year she lost. This award, I think, is more to cement her as she is a great talent and also a welcome back in a way, because she disappeared from the Hollywood scene for a while. There's a lot of personal stuff going on with her, and this is just this is another way of their way of welcoming her back. So, welcome back, Renee. Best Director. Ooh, boy. This is where we're going to get into some fun here. So, all right. Todd Phillips for Joker, not going to win. Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino, who at one point, a couple months ago, I thought were your tops 1 and 2 contenders, are now 3 and 4. Because I think the race right now is between Sam Mendes for 1917 and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. Now, Sam Mendes won the Directors Guild Award, but there has been a lot of growing support for Parasite. And rightfully so. Parasite is a great movie. But here's my thing. As great as it is, I don't see the Academy going that dark for a movie. Like, their films can, like, if their films win, there's usually an element of darkness, but there's never like a despair element. And I think Parasite might have too dark of an element to win, or to, sway enough voters. But I'm kind of calling a 1917 sweep here. So Sam Mendes, I think he's got this one. Moving on to Best Adapted Screenplay. We have Jojo Rabbit, The Irishman, Little Women, The Two Popes, and Joker. Two Popes and Joker, I don't see winning. Irishman, at one point I thought was strong, but I think is kind of taking a backseat now to our other two front runners in both Jojo Rabbit and Little Women. This could be tough, because as I called earlier, I think Scarlett Johansson could sneak into supporting actress. If she does, then support for Jojo Rabbit is strong enough to pull out a screenplay win here. But at the same time, there could also be a lot of support for Greta Gerwig, who, because she got passed up for Best Director, there could be, and there was a lot of controversy over that. That she could get the win here as kind of a consolation, or as just recognizing how good of an adaptation job she did. So, yeah, I think it's between Jojo Rabbit and Little Women. I'm still going to go with Jojo Rabbit because I think there's going to be some recognition for that movie. And I think even if Scarlett doesn't win in supporting actress, this could be the only category it'll win in, and it's going to be the best shot for it. Moving on to original screenplay. 1917 probably will not win. It was more of a visceral experience than it is a screenplay experience. But its nomination here was needed to show how much of a front runner it was. Knives Out, well liked, very admirable, the kind of like flashy story script that people, screenwriters like. Probably like it's its only nomination, so that's as far as the recognition for it gets. Marriage Story, good job, well done, nice dialogue, nice characters, but it doesn't quite go beyond that, I don't think, at least in the point where I think the Academy will recognize it. So I think that leaves our race between our prestige Academy Award winning screenwriter of Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and also for Bong Joon-ho, and I'm probably forgetting the other co-writer of Parasite. So yeah, Parasite won the Writers Guild Award. I don't think that Once Upon a Time was nominated. What else? I do know that Quentin won for screenplay at the Golden Globes, but I don't know. I really think that support for Parasite is growing strong enough that it could win here. So by this point in the night, we'll see Parasite win international film. It's changed from foreign language film now to international, so it's worth checking out. It's a lot of fun. And then to the point that it's not, and then it gets dark, and it's even more fun if you like dark. But yeah, Parasite is going to win international film, it'll win film editing, and then it'll win screenplay. So 3 out of its 6 awards, pretty good showing by this point. But for Once Upon a Time, it could only win 2 here, and that would be for supporting actor and set design. Yeah, so that covers screenplay, both screenplay categories, which leaves us with Best Actor. Jonathan Pryce, I'm really happy to see him nominated because he's been a consistently good actor for a long time, but he's never had that one role that would propel him to get a nomination the way his has. And granted, we've had some actors that I thought could have snuck in or would have been better represented. Adam Sandler or Eddie Murphy, maybe. But no, his inclusion is nice, and it's good to see him here. But I don't see him winning. I think that's as much of the recognition as he's going to get. Antonio Banderas, I haven't seen Pain and Glory. It's great to see him finally nominated. Again, a very consistent actor. A lot of people take his acting for granted. He's done some really great work. Don't forget how we, American people first recognized him in Philadelphia back in 1993. That consistently good since then. And another strong candidate, Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He, again, wonderful performance. If he hadn't have already won for The Revenant, I'd say he'd be stronger here. But, that just leaves us with Adam Driver for Marriage Story and Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. Adam Driver, as great of a performance as it was, a lot of people that, some voters that, if they've seen the movie, they might think, his character was just too unlikable to recognize. But I think the big story here is, Joaquin Phoenix is going to win for the Joker. You saw the weight loss he put on for the film. Broadcast Film Critic Award, Golden Globe, Screen Actors Guild, all lined up. He's got this one in the bag. I've read somewhere, someone actually said that Joker is becoming the Willy Loman of modern cinema, which makes sense. You play that role. With Heath Ledger, tragically played it so well, it not only cost him his life, but he got a posthumous Oscar for it. But now, with Joaquin Phoenix, we've got another great performance, which, regardless of how you feel about the movie, his performance is fantastic. So yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is going to win Best Actor. That brings us to the big one right now in Best Picture. Little Women, Ford v Ferrari, I think, are the distant. They have like the biggest distance right now. Same with Jojo Rabbit and Joker, which is funny. Most nominations, and I'm putting it like 6th or 7th on where it's ranking list. Marriage Story, I think, comes about 5th, followed by The Irishman. And I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a second once I cover the top 3, which is, I think, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has got a strong hold on the number 3 spot. And our Best Picture is, like we had in Best Director, it's got to be between 1917 and Parasite. Again, like I said, there's a lot of love for Parasite right now. But again, it's like what the director said when he won at the Golden Globes. There's that 1-inch barrier that gets between a lot of audiences, and that 1-inch barrier is, of course, the subtitles. But I think it goes a little deeper than that. I think the dark nature of the story, which I heard actually ended up a lot darker in the original draft, which, good lord, you need Xanax if it was any darker. But I just think the overall tone of it might actually be what prevents it from winning. And, also the fact that, if there's going to be a foreign language film that was going to win Best Picture, we've had a few in the past. And I'd say the strongest we've had, or at least the one that I wish would have won way back in 2000, was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That movie was a tremendous success, and arguably probably was like 3 times larger than Parasite was. That said, I think, and not just by default, I think 1917 is going to win. Because, again, let's think of everything that's won so far. Cinematography, in the bag. Sound effects, in the bag. Director, in the bag. And why not make it 5? A nice, solid number of wins right there. So, yeah, a lot of people are saying, oh, there's a possibility Parasite could sneak in, and I'm not ruling that out. But it's just, I think with the Academy's history and with what they've nominated, I think it's gonna be 1917. I'm gonna call that. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna have my little needle that I'm doing with Laura Dern and Scarlett Johansson right now, because I think I mentioned it before, and I'm gonna say it here. There is going to be a humongous streaming backlash, and we're going to see it when Irishman walks away with possibly nothing. I know I'm calling it for visual effects. I still am, but I am not ruling out 1917, because if 1917 wins effects, it will be the first movie since Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, where the Best Visual Effects winner was also the Best Picture winner. Which is really weird when you think about it. But no, actually, I think a more appropriate comparison would be Gladiator. Because the effects of Gladiator, a lot of people, take that for granted, but there was a lot of touch-ups to what the environment they were creating, the historical environment they were making. So I kind of went off on a segue, but I'm getting back onto the track, which is there's going to be a streaming backlash, and Irishman could end up empty-handed. Two Popes is definitely going home empty-handed. But Marriage Story could too. And actually, that's the thing. If Laura Dern loses to Scarlett Johansson, then that would be the moment I would change my visual effects prediction to 1917. But yeah, I think there's going to be a humongous backlash. And if anything, I know the Academy probably shafted Dolomite Is My Name, and I think that was the first indicator of this streaming backlash. So that's I think that is going to be the biggest takeaway of Oscar night, is that we're going to see a big statement made in which people are going to be like, oh my God, The Irishman, started out strong but then went home with nothing. It also didn't win any Golden Globes. So yeah, I think there's going to be a big telling with that. So yeah. So that said, I'm calling 1917 to win 5. Parasite's going to win 3. Once Upon a Time is going to win 2. And Jojo Rabbit could possibly win 2. We'll see how they like streaming after this. But that said, I had to get this out. I apologize for not doing this sooner and not in a more organized manner. Been a little sick. Just got over the flu. It was my first good day to do this. I've got to be at work the next couple of days, and then I got to get the house ready for the Oscar party, of course, on Sunday. Host one every year. I'm going to try to eventually stream it. It may not happen this year just because I ran out of time and just got so backlogged with everything this past week. I'm going to, if I still have fans for next year, we'll try to do it then too. But yeah, that said, thank you all for joining me for The Race Is On. I am John Z, and I will see you on the red carpet.